He simply threw a punch at the Tai-He gold rod plate in front of him, but found that his fist had also turned into metal. So he immediately went to the hospital for a physical examination. The doctor told him an unbelievable result. Not only had his fist turned into metal, even every nerve and organ in his body was becoming metallic. If there was no way to control it, the final outcome would be complete transformation into metal, with unpredictable consequences. What was puzzling was, why could his body organs still function normally? As his body gradually became metallic, he discovered that he could not only absorb electrical current, he could even release electrical current to attack others. This gave him a bold idea. Where did this extraordinary ability come from? This story begins a day earlier. A scientist named Reed discovered a mysterious cloud layer in the universe. After careful research, he believed that by collecting samples from the cloud layer, he could extract key substances that would change human genes. By then, all terminal illnesses would cease to exist. However, collecting cloud layer samples required substantial funding. The only one who could sponsor him was his old classmate Victor. Victor also greatly admired Reed's talent, so he agreed without much thought. The condition was that he would accompany them on the journey. Finally, the 5-person team arrived at the space station. However, just as they were preparing for cloud layer collection, Reed was shocked to discover the cloud layer that was supposed to arrive in 7 hours had come early. If directly exposed to that unknown substance, the consequences would be unthinkable. So he urgently called for Graham to sound the crisis alarm. Everything was too late. The mysterious cloud layer was approaching them at an incredible speed. Due to the open hatch, not only was Graham completely covered by this mysterious substance, the 4 people inside were also all within the radiation range. Unexpectedly, this force seemed to have no effect on them. For safety reasons, Reed still had everyone return to Earth quickly for examination. Initially, there were no abnormalities. As days passed by, signs began to emerge. The first to show symptoms was Johnny. During a skiing trip, his body suddenly caught fire. No matter what, the fire could not be extinguished. In panic, he fell directly from high altitude. Even more incredibly, the next second he transformed into a fire person and slowed his descent. He burned through several meters of thick snow. Fortunately, he was unharmed. On the other side, Reed was having dinner with his girlfriend Susan. While eating, Susan's body gradually disappeared until she was completely invisible. In panic, he knocked over the wine bottle on the table. Instinctively, Reed reached out to catch it. This made him pause. When did I eat the rubber fruit? While they were confused, Johnny, whose clothes had been burned off, streaked all the way here and demonstrated his magical skill of creating fire out of thin air. Now lighting cigarettes would never require a lighter again. How awesome. Now 3 of the 5 people exposed to radiation had shown abnormalities. They wondered what condition Graham, who received the most radiation, would be in. Just as Reed was instructing the team to find Graham, little did they know, Graham was enduring pain that ordinary people could not bear.